Big O, if Kentucky wins this weekend versus Ole Miss, what will you do?
I'll get a buzz cut.
So how buzzed are we talking? Is this like my head or just like a buzz?
Just like a buzz.
So you're chopping all your hair off if Kentucky beats Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going on the show. Millions and millions of people will see this.
I'll keep my word.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment of truth. Big O learned a valuable lesson this weekend. We've had a long talk this morning about integrity. And when we say we're going to do something, we need to do it. Because as a man, your word is all you've got. Right, Big O? Big O, how do you feel about this morning?
Not good.
Not good. How do you feel about the win?
Good, I guess.
You guess? Huh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the K and
Oh, show.
All right, first things first, quick, real serious, huge prayers go out to all the families, relatives, people, everyone that's involved in this flood going on right now. North Carolina really got hit hard. A lot of people I know from that area around Asheville and even up from there. I saw reports today, 2.5 hours east of Asheville, they're really, really bad. So I've checked on all the people I know. Luckily, thank goodness, everybody's okay. But I do know there's people that's going to have no power for the next 3, 4, 5 days. If that, like it could be even longer than that. Total devastation, but our prayers and thoughts go out to it. There's a Red Cross link that you can go to and give and donate and help out. But just wanted to say that first. Really, really, my heart goes out to those families. First thing, Army starting out, they're 4-0. Had a big win the other night. They got a really dynamic quarterback, look good. And Navy's what, Big O?
4 now as well.
Whoa. So, do you think we could see an Army-Navy undefeated matchup at the end of the year in December? Would that be cool?
Yeah, I think that could really happen, especially how they're looking.
Okay, well, let's hope it does. That'd be great. Shout out to our 2 Navy guys, Charlie Floyd and our guy Sam Floyd, both in the Navy. Appreciate your work and your service, gentlemen. Real quick, Boise State may have the best running back in the country. Jeanty had 259 yards and 4 touchdowns last night in a big win. He's just getting it done. Like, he is just really getting it done. Really impressive to watch him do work. So, shout out to that kid from Boise State. And Boise State was on mine and so, Big O, on Miami and Virginia Tech game, what do you think your takeaway there was? I know you had said earlier Virginia Tech played really hard. Did you think Cam Ward is still a Heisman Trophy candidate?
I think he still can be a Heisman candidate, even though he had 2 interceptions that game.
You had 2 or 3? 2?
2.
2. Okay. He looked good at the end, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he made some crazy plays. Owen and I sitting there watching the game, and he right there at the end of the game, he just couple plays. The one he made, one he was getting tackled and
Oh yeah, he flipped it to the fullback.
flipped it to fullback, tight end. We don't know who he was, but all I know is He flipped to this kid and kept a drive alive. I do not get swayed by hype. I don't believe into it. I don't buy into it. You clown shoes at ESPN and all you talking heads, you guys have your narrative where you're trying to push, certain people on us all the time. Like, we'll probably never stop hearing about Arch Manning. I don't know why y'all just don't go ahead and hand him the Heisman and be done with that. But Cam Ward's one of those. He's played nobody. Florida's a train wreck. And the other teams they played's not very good. And let me remind everyone, Virginia Tech did get beat by Vandy the first game, and they returned 21 starters. I do not believe in hype. I believe in what I see for myself. Cam Ward, the last drive for Miami, to put them up, I cannot say enough about his poise and how he played. And I don't want to say that because I hate Miami. I can't stand them. But he's good. He really is. Now, is he Heisman Trophy good? No. But we'll get into that a whole nother time. I didn't think Miami's defense looked great. Did you, Big O?
Yeah, not really. How much points Virginia Tech put on them, who lost to Vandy.
Right, and they were running the ball, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were gashing them up the gut.
There were a couple plays where they had a 50, 40-yard run, but they got sent back by holdings. And
That's a very good point, Big O. I forgot about. Yeah, there were a couple big runs that got called back for holding, and one call I told Big O was very questionable. They got this kid for holding. It just like a good block to me. Virginia Tech really played well. Now here was the controversy. Well, there's two controversy calls for me. One was, and I told Big O this, they went for a fake field goal when they were down there and could have hit this chip shot field goal and went up 3. And I said to him, when you're on the road, you take the points. This was a great design play. Kid missed his block. They tackled in the backfield. Now that gave Miami momentum, didn't it, Big O? And they drove straight down the field and scored, didn't they?
yeah.
And that, to me, that was not good for Virginia Tech because you could see the momentum just kind of stayed in their corner for most. Now, Virginia Tech did come back and they got a score. Then Miami came back, scored. And in the very last play, the big controversy, was it a catch? Kid goes up, grabs the football. Miami player's got his hands in. They come down. On the replay, I saw the ball moving, which by rule I think is incomplete. But, Big O, was it a catch or not?
I think it was incomplete. Like you just said, the ball's moving.
Now, me and Big O wanted it to be complete. Trust us. We wanted it to be. But what we want and what happens, facts is, different. And I did think the ball was moving. And the Miami player was out of bounds touching the ball, which would have, I think, made it incomplete anyways. By rule, I don't know. They changed the rules so much on that. So, anyways, heck of a game. Really was. Kept Miami undefeated. But put them on a scare, and that was in Miami. So, I'm not buying into the Miami hype yet. Are you, Big O? Are you bought into the Miami hype?
Not yet. They haven't really played much.
Right. They haven't played anybody that, that we can see in that ACC. Moving right along to the Paul Feinbaum said today, the best SEC game he has seen in 15 years. That's saying a lot. For me, it wasn't the best game I've seen. The 6-3 LSU Bama game years ago was my favorite. But wow. What a game, Big O. What did you think about it?
Ryan Williams is really, really good as a 17-year-old.
Yeah, so Ryan Williams should be in high school playing high school football right now. And he's out here kind of making one of the best defenses in the country look silly. We'll get to that in just a minute. Do you think Jalen Milroe is better this year or last year?
This year, I think the new coach's style of offense isn't really different, but I think Jalen Milroe likes it a lot better than last year's.
I think they've. Would you say they've rebuilt him? Is he a better? I think he's a little better passer this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Especially with Ryan Williams on his side.
Oh yeah, that kid's legit. So if you didn't watch the game, I'm sorry. Get on YouTube and watch it because it is. We're driving back from the Notre Dame Louisville game and we're watching it on the phone, or I'm not. I'm driving, but anyway. And my buddy Todd and Chuck are in the back, and they're screaming and yelling and going crazy. And Bama is just, I mean, it was, what was the score, Big O, at half?
37.
30-7. Georgia is down 30-7. Now, two big moments that I thought that could have really sealed the deal. There was a 4th and 1, and Georgia stuffed Bama, so that would have put them. That would have made them go up 37, or no, that would have made give them 37 points. And then there was a fluke, crazy interception. Did you see where Milroe got hit and the ball came out and the kid caught it?
He got hit and then someone intercepted it.
Yes. So this could have easily been 44-7 going into half, which was crazy. But man, if you know anything about Georgia and SEC football, here comes Georgia. They roar back in the second half and look like they couldn't do any wrong when they looked like they couldn't do anything right in the first half. And it's 34-33. And then what happens, Big O? Williams and Milroe.
Just throws it up. Williams goes get. Oh my gosh. Williams goes get.
Goes to get it.
Goes to get it.
There we go.
And he makes a crazy play.
It was, I don't know if I've ever seen a jump back spin move.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, first of all, the catch, the Georgia defender, if he'd have looked back a half a second sooner, I think he could have probably picked this ball off or knocked it down. He didn't, and then they jump out, and now they take the lead, and then Georgia's driving. They're pushing the ball downfield. Beck needed about another 5 or 6 yards of velocity on that ball, and he hung it up just a little too much. Bama guy grabs it, interception, ball game. It was an absolute crazy, crazy, crazy game. If you think about it in terms of, it looked like, to me, Big O, did you think Georgia is just going to get blown out and that was going to be the end of it?
Yeah, looking at the first half, I thought they were just getting blown out, but they just
held in, fought. So a lot of grit and determination, I feel like, for Georgia. Same with Bama, because they had to fight back in the second half because they were down. So both of these teams, I think, two of the best teams in the country, regardless of what happened right there. Louisville, Notre Dame. I'm at the game. Went up with my buddies. We went up. The campus, first of all, it's beautiful. The atmosphere is unreal. Seeing Touchdown Jesus, things that I've been watching since I was Owen's age, and now to go and actually see that. And I really don't understand why I've not been to a Notre Dame game sooner. It's only 4.5 hours from our house. So eventually I'll take Big O up there because it is like Coach Joey Downs said it best. It's like a religious experience, and he's pretty much dead on with that. Turnovers. Man, turnovers killed Louisville. They hurt Notre Dame a little bit too, but just more Louisville's, just the timing of their turnovers look bad. I am not sold that Riley Leonard can throw the ball downfield. And he made a couple downfield passes, but not all the time. He's a better runner. He's a better athlete. I think he's a good leader. There's a lot of qualities that he has I like, but as far as him being able to sling it down the field, I don't see that. Few questionable calls by Brom on play calling. I thought there was a 4th and 2, and they went for it. If they'd have kicked the field goal, they'd only been down by 7 at that point. But they didn't, and they didn't get the 4th down, and they were still down by 10, and that kind of changes the way you do stuff, especially when you're running out of time. I can't get this kid's name right. Tyler Shaw? Is it Shaw? All right. Tyler Shaw, he had 2 passes that it looked like he just dropped them in. I mean, they were beautiful passes. He had a heck of a day. And when you look at stats, Louisville smoked them. Like 7 of 17 for third downs. Whenever like Notre Dame was like 3 for 12 or 13 or something. 395 yards to 280. Then you got 19 first downs for Louisville, 11 for Notre Dame, which again tells you the turnover battle because Notre Dame constantly had a short field. They constantly, these turnovers, they were right there in scoring distance. If without the turnovers, and I'll say this, Notre Dame loses at home. If you didn't turn that ball over, Louisville, that game's yours to win. Last play of the game. Is that a pass interference or no on Notre Dame? We'll come back to this, but and I just mentioned this a minute ago at Miami, when you're away, you take points. And you're not going to get calls when you're away. I've coached football long enough to know when you get away, and that's not the refs are against you, it's just you just don't get those calls. They didn't get that pass interference call, and if you want my personal opinion, and you're about to get it, they were both hand jockeying back and forth with each other. Now, Louisville fans are going to tell you, no, he drug him down, it was pass interference all the way. Well, sure, I'd say that too, buddy. But they were both kind of jostling back and forth, and I'm impartial on this. So I think it was probably a good no call. But I am a defensive guy, so I think pass interference is, way overrated anyways. There we have it. Now, for the UK report from my less fuzzy little friend, Big O. Now, before Big O gets started, I want to say this. We live in a country and a day and age that accountability is lost, and it's disgraceful. I hate it. I can't stand it. I like for people being accountable, and when people say they're going to do something, you do it. This young man right here took a step towards manhood today because he said, if UK wins, I'm buzzing my hair off. We recorded it. He stuck to it this morning, as you will see. He buzzed his hair off this morning, stuck to his guns, a man of his word, and that's all we've got is our word. And he did it today. I cannot be more proud of him for doing this, just because he could have easily opted out. I mean, we weren't going to force him to cut his hair. I mean, me and Mel were going to hold him down and be like, no, you've got to cut your hair. Now, the question I have for you, Big O, is that buzz cut worth this big UK win?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. All right. So let us have it, buddy. Let's give us this UK report.
First thing I want to say, how I think our offense got way better than the last games.
Yep. So do you think it was creativity or just execution?
Yeah, our passing game, we have a lot of creativity than most games.
Okay, good.
On offense, and there's this one trick play that we tried to do. We threw it back to Barryon, and Barryon tried to throw it back to Brock.
Yeah.
But Brock can't catch.
Scrap that play, Big O?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that play was a touchdown drive, so.
Oh, all right.
And fortunately, we got 2 touchdowns, so we won. And
heck yeah.
our defense, one player I want to point out, Tavius. He had 2 sacks. He had 2 sacks and a couple tackles just by running back. And our defensive front looked really good. I don't think our defense has a problem this season, but if we just have a better offense like we did Ole Miss, I think we can have like 7 wins.
Okay.
5.
Now, is there anything that you think that Coach Stoops did? Well, I'll just straight out. So there was a 4th down call, and he did what?
He threw it 60 yards to Berrien.
Wow. So went for it on that 4th down.
On his own 20.
And got it. On his own 20.
Yeah.
So how big of a difference? Now, do you retract your coward statement from Stoops after that play?
Well, we still went against number one and punted it with 2 minutes.
Okay, so he still was a coward in that game, but wasn't in this game. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he learned from that.
Okay. Well, hey, as humans and adults and kids and people and everywhere, that's what we got to do. You got to learn from mistakes. So, who does UK have next?
Vandy at
Uh-oh.
Kentucky.
Now, that's a trap game, I think. I think that's a trap game. I think if they don't take Vandy serious, you're going to sit there and beat Ole Miss, who everybody has got in the playoffs. Oh, my gosh, they couldn't quit bragging about how great they were until they're not. So I hope UK understands that Vandy is a trap game completely, because Vandy's a very good football team. They beat Virginia Tech, who should have beat Miami the other night. So we'll see how that goes. One real quick one here. We always do a school, and we're doing mine. Campbellsville University, 5-0. So happy. I'm so happy that they're winning. Very frustrating being an alumni, playing football there, and watching those guys just suck. It was very frustrating. You don't like to see it. When you got a team that's sucking, I mean just sucking like they shouldn't be, it makes you very, very upset about it. I'm even more upset usually when Campbellsville wasn't good, because I played there and I have a pride for that. Now, they do start Mid-South Conference play this week, and there are 3 teams that are ranked in the Mid-South Conference. And Campbellsville actually got votes for the top 25. So they're just outside the top 25. We'll see how it goes. I'll have to check their schedule, but I want to say they're playing Cumberland, maybe? I'm not sure. I have to look at that. But the Mid-South Conference will be a little rough on them, and we'll see how that goes. Closing thoughts, Big O. Anything you want to say? I'm sure a lot of your fans will want to know, how does that haircut feel?
I mean, I don't really have to use that much shampoo anymore, so.
Plus, big positive there. What do you think about combing your hair in the morning?
I'll have to do it.
All right, so another positive. Do you feel like you'll do this all day?
Yeah.
Now, just to be clear with everybody, I tried to get him to go with this. I did. Then he would be like a mini-me of him. His dad, Ralph, has a bald head. I have a bald head. Then he would have a bald head. We would all be, set like triplets. All right. That is our show for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back here next week. It'll be a little later next week. I've got to go judge the World Championships in Jacksonville, Florida. So I won't be back. So O and I will try to get our show in on that Monday or so, if we can. Hopefully we can. So, all right, you guys have a great day. Big O, you got anything to tell everybody?
Nope. Not really.
No extra shampoo or anything? You good? Okay. All right. Perfect.